What's good, doers? You know what it is. Know it isn't your boy. Got back with another reaction video. Before we get into this, you know what to do. Turn me up, lock it with us on Kick and Twitch. You know how to do it. You want both. We're here to talk about this whole Lil Yachty writing and producing Jumbotron shit popping, and a lot of the songs produced on Her Loss, which is a Drake album that came out last year in 2023. So Drake and Lil Yachty came together, you know what I mean? Their relationship kind of formed after the Oprah song or whatever they did together. I thought that was a good collab between Lil Yachty, Drake, and DaBaby. It was good to see somebody of Drake's caliber tap in with artists on the rise like Lil Yachty and DaBaby, right? And then we see Lil Yachty and Drake come together, and we see a lot of Lil Yachty and Drake with this Her Loss album. After the Her Loss album came out, not too long after, I remember watching a stream of academics basically hinting at the fact that Lil Yachty had a lot to do with the Her Loss project. I remember that. And I couldn't really wrap my head around what he meant by that, you know what I mean? We all know Drake is known for having writers and stuff like that. And people try to downplay Drake as if he's not a talented artist because his writers in particular get exposed. But I feel like a lot of people forget to understand that when you're Drake, when you're putting numbers on the board like Drake, when you got accolades like Drake, when people talk about you like Drake, when you get attention like Drake, there are a lot of people behind closed doors that feel like they deserve that attention too. So things might leak, you know, but having a writer is not foreign, you know what I mean, to this rap shit. A lot of rappers have writers. Being a writer is a business in the rap game. So I never understood why people try to shit on artists that have writers when literally everybody has a writer. Majority of rappers have a writer. So now, some rappers will take a whole entire song from an artist. Some rappers will take things as a reference. Some rappers might just take a hook. Some rappers might take a verse and create their own hook. There's all different forms of writing. At the end of the day, if you write something that a rapper chooses to put on their song, you're getting paid for it, hopefully. But not every single rapper that has a writer is as big as Drake. So unless you're writing for Drake, you're not really considered, you know. I'm not going to say you're not considered a writer, but if you're writing for Drake, you're definitely considered something. You know what I'm saying? Whoever did this was 100% meticulous with their ways. Academic says it was Metro Boomin, but they were definitely meticulous with their ways by setting this reference track to Bobalam, an up-and-coming blogger, somebody who isn't really too big on the Drake conversation, but definitely has a voice. Probably isn't going to send this to academics because he's 100% a Drake supporter. So yeah, Metro Boomin leaks reference track by Lil Yachty for the Drake song Jumbotron Shit Poppin', but I got this off another blog, Trap News, Battle Rap Trap. Let's see what's going on here.
I just pulled me off the phone, gonna take stands. Round around my effing in like the whole hands. I said so much last time, it's hard to leave a bed. Dinner did the whole fight attack in a cold rain.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy that Lil Yachty wrote the entire thing, but let's be honest. If Lil Yachty were to put this out, it would not hit as much as if, you know, as it would not hit as much as, you know what I mean, the way Drake did it. Because I'm listening to it, yeah, I'm listening to Yachty do this, and like, yeah, it's the same exact thing that Drake said, but with Drake vocals, it just hits a little bit more. You know, and sometimes you gotta be able to accept that, especially as a rapper. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure Lil Yachty is perfectly fine with knowing that he wrote something, but it just sounds better with Drake saying it. Why are we not clowning Yachty for being able to write something? And I'm not saying Yachty is to be clowned. Yachty is completely innocent in this situation, but if you're gonna clown Drake for taking these lyrics and sounding good with them, even though he didn't write them, are you gonna clown the rapper for writing these lyrics but not sounding good saying them? You know, the writer and the rapper conversation always goes hand in hand. So that's why, to me, it's always like, y'all trying to clown people for having writers, but like, does Drake hold himself as the best writer in the game? Is there a writer in the business claiming to not be paid by Drake? If you know Drake pay people. He put his money where his mouth is, and he do what he got to do. And it's just like, things get so big, and egos get so involved, and people get so upset about it and so butthurt that they feel like the only way to discredit Drake is by letting us know that he didn't write those words that we're all singing. And it's the next guy that we genuinely... Damn, bro, why y'all exhaust so loud? I thought somebody was shooting up this white neighborhood. And I feel like, yeah, people just got to show us who actually wrote these songs, but we don't give a fuck who wrote these songs because they're not as big as a brand as Drake. And Drake is a brand because it works with Drake. You know, there are a lot of other factors that play into why the lyrics work, because there are a lot of guys in this world that got bars, but you're just not marketable. You know, you're just not appealing to the masses. And I feel like we need to understand the combination. We need to understand, you know what I mean, the rapper that has the combination of everything that we want and the guy who just has the bars. You know, or the guy who just has the vocals. You feel me? Because that happens in a lot of, this happens in a lot of music. And I think people get carried away with this shit. I'm going to be honest. But Yachty also had something to say. So Yachty said this on Complex, I meant. He always loved my beat selection, which is Yachty saying this about Drake. The 25-year-old continued, he was one of the first people to post one of my albums and just be like, man, your beat selections are so crazy. And that's crazy to hear from him, especially during times when nobody was really fucking with me. Like, I never had many rap friends. I feel like a lot of the rap people I even hung around was because I was probably in quality control. I probably would have never met any of those people if I wasn't in QC. Yachty went on to say his involvement with her loss was an organic process that occurred after he and Drake started hanging out. I don't know, man. It just happened. He said with a smile. You know, fans and blogs and the media gets misconstrued. Like, yes, Drake is a big artist. Yes, he's talented. Yes, he has songs out there that other people has written. And yes, he has songs out there that he has written his goddamn self. People think it's wrong for Drake to tap in, you know what I mean, and get invested in the culture and see what people are doing and, you know what I mean, get and be influenced by it. Like, it's like Drake is here and people don't allow him to be influenced by what's going on down here. Like, yeah, Drake was influenced by Lil Yachty, somebody that the industry slept on. You know what I mean? And he decided to tap in and get involved and be a part of the Lil Yachty process. You know what I mean? Because at this point, Drake has done it all. And it's a good idea for him to continue his career by living vicariously through other rappers to an extent. Because it's not like he's not out here doing his own thing. You know, it's not like he's living vicariously through the rappers completely. He might just have been influenced completely by a song or two, or you know what I mean, or allowing Lil Yachty to bring his creative influence to somebody like Drake. It's not many rappers out here allowing rappers to do shit like that. You know, when you're Drake, you're at the top of the mountain, you're allowing basic, like for example, a lot of rappers get basketball players, NBA players to A&R their project, movie actors to narrate their projects and shit like that. Somebody like Drake let another rapper fucking produce his project. Hey, it's just a part of the game and a part of putting the next man on. He usually brings rappers on tour, but sometimes these rappers, you know, they end up not being cool with him no more. He usually gives a big rapper a feature, puts a producer on or some shit like that. This is how he decided to give his flowers back to Lil Yachty, because Lil Yachty was already established at the time. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like, it's not even like he has to establish Lil Yachty. He just has to prove that Lil Yachty is creative. Because a lot of people used to sleep on Lil Yachty. This is like Drake putting himself on the cross to prove that Lil Yachty is talented. So I don't think this crucifies Drake's career. This was definitely a petty move by Metro Boomin to, you know what I mean, come at Drake, because it's not like Metro Boomin could get on the beat and rap. You know what I mean? And drop bars back at Drake. He kind of just has to move to an extent indirectly around the situation. If this was actually Metro Boomin to leak this, I'm getting this information from academics who has been, for the most part, pretty credible to us. You know what I mean? And with this music shit. So, yeah, and we all know that the only people right now who's going directly at Drake is Metro, Future, Kendrick, and a whole lot of others. This is Drake saying, where would I be without our friendship? I love your kid, Lil Yachty. Thank you for your time, your incredible talent, and your ad-lib game. He did not only credit, you know what I mean, acknowledge Lil Yachty's ad-lib game. He also acknowledged his talent as a whole. For somebody like Drake to acknowledge your talent, you know he's coming out a whole lot more than just the songs you're putting out. You know he's coming at your production. You know he's coming at your consistency. You know he's coming at your creativity. You know he's coming at all of it. But somebody like Drake doesn't really have to explain himself. The fact that he's tapping in with you and acknowledging you should say enough. But, you know, the average person isn't able to pick that up. Aside from choosing the cover art, Yachty not only produced a bunch of the 16 tracks, including Jumbotron, Shit Poppin', Pussy and Millions, but he also performed memorable ad-libs throughout Back Outside Boys. I chose this cover because this photo is so raw, so authentic, not fabricated. Suki can only and will only be Suki. Yachty set up the striking portrait of Kwe Yasuka for Her Lost cover. And like, yeah, bro, Drake worked on a collab project with 21 Savage and also collabed with Lil Yachty, and people are now trying to downplay him for that. Yeah. The Lil Yachty situation that you guys brought about, this doesn't do anything to Drake. And I'll leave it there, basically. It's your boy A-God back with another reaction video. Before you get out of here, turn me up, lock it with us on Kick and Twitch. You know how to do with us, you were on both. Hit the like button, share button, subscribe button. Let me know what you guys think about the whole situation. Peace.